Okay, this is absolutely nuts, and I am having a really hard time with what the frick is going on with the Saints, where Derek Carr is declared the starter. Again, they did this before. Just less than a month ago. I mean, Derek Carr was concussed and Jameis Winston was start. Now Carter is declared the starter. All right, that's nuts. I'm sorry, that's just nuts.
Oh, the first day that we saw.
And I'm trying to wrap my head around why the NFL is allowing the Saints to do this. Now, I asked Brian McCarthy, the league spokesperson, about it, and Brian told me, and I quote in our discussion, he said, "These are medical decisions made by club and independent doctors." And while I'm monitoring this one, Steve Young's career was cut short by getting hit about his head too many times. Carr is really running that risk, and the Saints are letting him do it. The NFL needs a shutoff switch on these matters that takes the say out of the hands of the club under extreme conditions. His response: "It's not in the hands of the club. Any player needs to be cleared by independent doctors." So Carr has been cleared by independent doctors. His doctors? Whose? I mean, who's paying the doctors to have him stick his head out there yet again, right? And run the risk of getting hurt all over again. And why not Jameis? I mean, Derek Carr is really emerging to be a pissant dude, big ego, doesn't want to share, doesn't, is afraid of Jameis Winston taking his job, the whole 9 yards. It just smells the way this guy is behaving. It really does. I mean, here's Chris Rosglivigu. He tweets, "Dennis Allen, Derek Carr, delusion." This was 6 hours ago. "Take down the Saints one game at a time." And this is about the booing, all right? Dennis Allen on the booing of Derek Carr was unfortunate because I think Derek probably is paid better than some on the outside might think. And that was 6 hours ago. And now 3 hours ago, of course, Derek Carr clears concussion protocol. He will start this week. And I mean, that's just absolutely nuts. Okay. And Ian Rappaport 6 hours ago tweeted, "Saints quarterback Derek Carr, despite dealing with a concussion, ribs, and right shoulder injuries, was a full participant today. He still needs to clear the final concussion protocol test to play. He's listed as questionable. And then NFL rumors clear he's going to start." All right. And the Saints made Derek Carr available by a pool report after he cleared concussion protocol per late Friday afternoon. And then Triplet posts the transcript here, and they ask him, "How are you doing right now?" He goes, "I have felt better, but I'm doing great. That's for sure. Thank you for asking." So, okay, you felt better, but you're doing great. All right. He said, "This is 2 concussions in the span of 3 weeks. So the obvious question is if there's any additional concern for you in that such short a time, either short-term or long-term concerns." And he says, "I don't really have any concerns." Now his noggin is screwed up. He says, "I did some extra tests and things like that this week, just checking on things. Our doctors and the non-affiliated doctor said everything was perfect. They showed me the results in comparison to things. I do not have any worries on that stuff." it didn't feel like the two were even related to each other, to one another. So for me, that's just sometimes the price of doing business and playing football. So no concern on that part, long term or short term. Fully confident that I can be all right playing with that part of it. Then here's the other question. Did the protocol change after the second injury? Was the treatment different in any way, or was it all self-contained where it was treated all on its own separate injury? He says the protocol remains the same. There was maybe a slight couple different things just because of having two concussions that I had to do. And then the Saints doctors and trainers went above and beyond to take it even a few more steps just to make sure they knew I was good and I knew I was good. That everyone in the building felt confident about my health being number one. Just as a man and being able to accomplish the job I'm asked to do every Sunday. I appreciated that. Maybe it took a couple more minutes, a couple more seconds here and there to do some things, but it's definitely the smart thing to do. And I appreciate them for looking out for me that way. Then Triplet writes here, going back to last week's game when you were getting some of the fan reaction that you got last week, how do you personally handle that? So you played the game long enough. It's not the first time that someone gets upset. I'm completely frustrated with not starting the game right either, but that immediately changed. We started throwing it well, running it well. We were very explosive that day. The crowd in the dome was rocking. The crowd in the dome was walking. Mostly Lions fans in there. I mean, this guy definitely truly is concussed, okay? I mean, okay, all right, anyway. He says the crowd of the dome was rocking, we were scoring, and all those things. Again, that stuff happens. It's what it is. That's part of sports. But whether you agree, disagree, any of that stuff, it doesn't really matter. In other words, it doesn't matter because I don't want to start anyway, right? It's part of the game sometimes, especially when you're losing a football game the way we were losing a football game. But I was proud of the way we fought back and turned those things into some loud cheers. I just wish I could have finished that game off. Basically, I really believe we could have won the game. Yeah, Jameis gave us a better shot, okay? And then part two, he says, offensively, why do you think things were starting to click before your injury? He says, we had a great game plan. We ran one play and the ball ends up in their hands. He fumbled. No one ever plans on that happening. And when I threw it, I don't think that was going to happen. Stuff happens. Balls get tipped up, all that kind of stuff. But we never lost confidence in the next drive. We knew we had a great game plan. We were seeing the things we wanted to see. Sometimes it takes a second for those plays to start clicking and for us to start executing at a high level. We started doing that, and thankfully we did. Because if it kept going the other way, it would have been a really rough day. We were able to get going. What we want to make sure that if we start fast, we don't have to worry about all of that stuff happening. This place has been great to me since I got here, and that's not going to change. I'm as frustrated as they were at that moment, but at the end of the day, we know what we're doing. We're working hard and we're getting better. We just got to get some wins. Then the other question is, are you comfortable with this amount you were able to prepare this week just given everything you had to do to clear the protocol and recover from the injuries you sustained last week. Yeah, absolutely. It was a few more hours maybe into the day, but those are the sacrifices you make, especially in this. This is crazy, folks. All right, this is absolutely crazy, especially especially this late in the year when everyone is dealing with stuff. Everyone has got a broken something, dealing with this or that. I got my treatment, I did my protocol stuff, but I also, most importantly, made sure that I did everything I needed to do, I need to do to accomplish my job. I always believe to give anything less than your best is to sacrifice your gift. So I am going to give everything that is my best. The preparation and all that, the work will get done. Maybe it will get done a little later than should, but whatever the case is, whatever it takes, you've got to get the work done. That's Derek Carr. I mean, this is nuts. Okay, I'm sorry. The reaction, let's see what the reaction was to what he said, okay? And the reaction was, sorry, I'm replying. As Gomer Powell would say, surprise, surprise. And Tedros says, Dennis Allen doesn't like black quarterbacks, so he would put in a no-arm Breeze right now over our backup, shaking my head. Trap House Dave, I honestly don't think he has been concussed this season. He's legit the only player to clear so quick and play the following week. How? We know how. I think Carr is really hurt and are playing injured. Wow, the tanking is still alive. No reputable independent neurologist would allow him to play 1 week after his second concussion in 3 weeks. Bro is faking it all. And Sameka Jenkins tweets, my lord. And this Twitter account says, fired Derek Carr into the sun. This guy's got his thumbs down like that. And another reply is, this is such bullshit. The whole thing needs investigated, especially after the Tua situation last year. And then who that fan says, obviously his brain is still isn't working correctly. Exactly. He says he thought they were going to win the game as if it's still playing. Oh my gosh. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. You know, this guy, I mean, this is absolutely nuts. There's no two ways about it. It's absolutely crazy. Okay. Crazy. All right. I mean, he's starting. He's freaking starting. I mean, can you believe that? I can't. There's just no way, shape, form, heaven, or hell. And I'll read your comments right now. I just had to get this off my chest, folks. I am just kind of like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. All right. And here are the comments. It says Smooth 101. Complete incompetent. 70% of the players miss a game after concussion, and Olave did it last week, and now Carr did this week. But Olave didn't have 2 concussions. Carr had them literally back to back. He literally had them separated. He had, I mean, come on, give me a freaking break. So I don't want to mess this up. I just don't want this to mess up his ministry. I like that part of Carr, so do I. I don't like the part that tore the team apart over the anthem back when Cap was still playing. And he says, even when Carr is 100%, Winston is better. Yep, he knows it. Shabadu Juro says, Carr is playing for his career next year, not for the Saints. Him and Dennis know this. They don't care about nothing but trying to prove the Raiders wrong. Yeah, on the back of the Saints. And I've heard this before. Now, this is ridiculous stuff, folks, okay? I don't care what you say. We had Damar Hamlin almost losing his life on the field. Is that what it takes? We saw Tua getting his brains knocked out. At what point does this nonsense stop? So now, you know what? The Carolina Panthers have to have, without question, a target on Derek Carr's back. I will bet you they're taking private bets if they can get him out for good because they know he's vulnerable. All right? I hate to put it that way, but Derek literally sticks it out there like that. First he's concussed, then he's not. Then he's playing. Then he screws up. Then he's concussed. But before all that, he had a groin injury. Remember the phantom groin injury where he stumbled on the sidelines, couldn't move, was grabbing his crotch area? Yeah. Then there was the shoulder injury, all right? I mean, this is nuts. This guy is not a weeble. He will wobble and fall down. Why is it that the Saints are treating him like he can get up? Automatic, like, boing, okay? I mean, it's just stupid stuff. He ought to just take a knee, say, hey, I got Winston. Let Winston play. But they've got something against letting Winston play. Okay? That's criminal. That's criminal crap. All right? That's wrong. Straight up wrong, okay? I can't believe this stuff, man. They're going to serve Derek Carr up, and everybody's going to watch to see if he gets smacked around again. Let's face it, that's what it's turning into. Hey, is this the day that Derek Carr gets his bell rung again? Is this the final day that he gets his bell rung and that's it? Tune in for the next Saints game where we watch the Saints play the Carolina Panthers and their pass rush. Will the pass rush get to Carr? Will he get sacked Bruce Irvin style? What will happen to Derek Carr next? Wow. I mean, that is what's set up here. I mean, call me crazy. Well, I'm not because I'm not. But he is. I mean, they're literally letting him just get his brains knocked out. Well, go ahead and do it. We're the NFL. We can allow it. Hey, we own a day of the week, right? Hey. Man, oh man, this is wild stuff. Just wild. All right. Back later. I'll see you.